to my roots. Oh yes, yeah, darling.
Subscribe to ILEKOKO TV.
You're right.
Your father did that kind of music. My baby, I love you.
Yes, before.
Before he saw the
But
line.
wait, no, his mother was even a revolutionary. He didn't listen to his mother. His mother was fighting here. But he had to go to America for the Americans to correct him. But and that was because he saw his girlfriend at that time fighting the police. And as a black man, he was ashamed.
Sandra.
Which is Sandra, because she was with the Black Panthers. And then she gave him books to read. But most of the things those books were saying, his mother was already doing. It was his mother that told him to even play the music his people will understand. He didn't listen. But when he got to a club in America, they told him that, we love you, you are a great musician, but play something original for us.
From your place.
And then he sat in America, in her flat, to compose his first Afrobeat tune, which was called My Lady's Frustration, which he later changed to Frustrations. So you see, if he didn't have that experience, even where his mother was in the forefront here fighting, it took him to go to America to see the Black Panthers. They start to read books of Americans fighting. But it was even only Marcus Garvey really fighting for Americans to come back home, where I think he bought some ships and they frustrated him that this agenda, you will never succeed with this agenda. But then, leaders in Africa had heard of Marcus Garvey. Why did they not continue that fight? Because they left Marcus Garvey alone battling that battle. But because they were all compromised. The Queen was knighting some of the leaders. How dare you knight us? You see, why do we need them to verify our intelligence? But again, you don't blame us because that's the education we have. We don't realize we are intelligent till the white man said you are intelligent. Because the books have told you, you need that verification from England or France or wherever. France still takes, I think, 80 or one huge amount from their GDP in all the Francophone countries. And the Organization of African Unity does not know. Again, that should be priority, fighting for our black brothers in the Francophone countries to have liberation. They say those countries must pay them for them enslaving them. What kind of rubbish is that? And it takes one, I think one of their presidents, Chirac, when he was talking to his people saying that, Chirac or what was his name, Mitterrand, one of them says that if we stop collecting from Africa, France will be a third world country, as will most of Europe. If they don't stop collecting from Africa.
I mean, it's happening right now with Nigeria stopping Twitter. People think that Twitter or Nigerians are going to suffer. They will suffer a little bit, but actually Twitter is what's going to suffer. Because Nigerians...
If Twitter wasn't going to suffer, why are they coming to talk to the president? They know what they are saying. But again, wait. When are we... All the years we've been going to university here, we have PhD holder engineers. We don't have a Nigerian company with Nigerians that can build a road. We used to go to the British, then the Americans. Now we're going to the Chinese to build our roads for us. So what is the education? You see, the education is brainwashed to always make us feel inferior, stupid. At the end of the day, we all need to go to Europe for Europe to sanction us and say, okay, yes. But then that talent, we give it to Europe, America, or even nowadays Saudi Arabia. None of us can say, okay, I know what I'm worth. I'm going to put that here and develop this land. And even when you decide that, you have to find our brothers and sisters fighting you, they frustrate you in everything. And most of all, the government will be the biggest frustration for you. So it's, like I said, when we understand the gravity of slavery, 400 years and 100 years of colonial Rome. So we are talking about 500 years, 100 years of bad African governments. That's 600 years. We're not going to come out of it in 10, 20 years. Again, we have to appreciate that history to know where we are, to know where we're going to propel ourselves to. Again, you see Africans saying, get over it. How can you tell us to get over it? Get over what? That they raped my mother and my sister. They killed. You see, we don't. When I watch some films or read some books of the atrocities that were committed in America on blacks, the lynching of blacks, hanging on the trees, what is there to forgive them? How do we forget that? How do we forgive that? You see, and that should be the topic in every American's agenda. That what happened then? We need apologies for it. The American Parliament should always be apologizing for those. But what do? Black Lives Matter. You see, we're always very polite when we are, because what language are we speaking? No, again, what language are we speaking? Oh, don't be arrogant. English takes you. Oh no, you have to be diplomatic. When they were beating us, were they diplomatic? Those that were fighters, because the truth was so real, they believed they could achieve it in their lifetimes. Or what am I saying that you don't understand? And many of them got killed. Again, even took Malcolm X to go outside America and see his fight was more internal. Do you understand? When he went out, he said to see, whoa, this is not how it is. Yes. He came back more like, whoa, he saw the bigger picture. But then, again, it was too late. He even knew they were going to kill him. So you see what I'm saying? So because of people like Malcolm X, my father, I now understand and I sit back and say, whoa, this is bigger than, this is the biggest, this is too big. I already know it cannot happen in my lifetime, but I have to play my little part, try and teach my children or anybody else that wants to listen. I don't even believe it will happen in the next 50 years. So, but that step, if you go in a million years, you better start taking that step now. I was a teenager. I was not even a teenager. I was 71. I was about 9. And I saw my father beaten several times till the late 80s, mid 80s. And they tell me now, when I know I'm traumatized from what I saw as a child, somebody will tell me, forget about it. So if we had kept those stories of those things that happened, nobody will be saying forget about it. And unfortunately for us, there is no footage like the Second World War. We don't have those footages. So the Jews have something on their side. So when you watch those documents, you just say, wow, this happened.
They say it is easier to trace the lineage of a horse than a black man in the United States.
Don't mind them. Excuse me, whose language did you use that to speak to me now? English. Thank you very much. That's it. You see, the next problem, we don't even think in our language anymore. Even me talking to you, I don't think in my language. I don't dream in my language, and I'm here. That shows you the damage that has been done on this continent. Many of us don't dream or think in our languages anymore. So who are we thinking for? We are thinking for Europe. Who are we dreaming for? We are dreaming for Europe. And when we find Africans that dream in their language or speak or think in their languages, we are taught to look down on them. And we oppress those people who are the people that we should be preserving because they are the future of the nation. You see, I can go on. Look, there are so many lapses everywhere in our lives, but slowly we'll correct them. So again, we always have to remain optimistic. I'm sounding very pessimistic, but I am optimistic.
Please subscribe to ILEKOKO TV.
Back to my room.